I'm Oluchi Enebeli, and I'm known on my social media pages as Codaolic, right? I'm a blockchain engineer. I started my career first of all as a software developer, and then I moved into blockchain, and I've been in blockchain like since then. So I work currently with Bondo Africa as a blockchain engineer. Bondo Africa is a crypto wallet that allows for buy, sell, withdraw, and deposit of crypto, and then you can also invest crypto there. I'm also the founder of LadiesDoTech, a platform where we're fostering growth among ladies, trying to push more ladies into the space, get more representations of ladies in the blockchain space as well. Um, and then I'm also a co-founder of Crevatal. Crevatal is a blockchain user experience company. So we do user experience design and development for startup companies in the space.
Wow, that is awesome. And so my first question actually for you, I'm gonna deviate a little, is what made you get into blockchain?
Okay. Okay, nice. Okay, so what made me get into blockchain? I love the technology actually. So when I got into the blockchain space, I came in through the development side of things. I'd been hearing about cryptocurrency, but I never really understood it then. So to me, it was like just MMM scam and all of those Ponzi scheme that comes out. So I never like put interest in it until I went for an hackathon, and we were supposed to use blockchain technology to build more like an accountability system for NGOs, usually around transparency of funding for NGOs around persons that are in areas where it's prone to natural disaster. Right, so we want to be able to profile persons there to know that okay, these persons were living here before this natural disaster happened. So when there's money allocated for them, we know that we're giving it to the right persons and not people that just want to take advantage of the system, right? So I worked on that project with the team, although I knew nothing about blockchain then. But so it was very fascinating. It was very interesting for me because, I mean, this was transparency, right? You could see it, like you could literally trace the origin and the end and distribution of whatever funds you're putting down. So you know that okay, your fund is getting to the right person, and it's going to encourage more persons to want to give because you know that your fund is getting to what you originally intended it for. Unlike before, where there was no transparency in the system, you would fund you would contribute to an NGO's funding, and then they use the money for I don't know themselves for some other reasons. It doesn't really get to the end users that really need this stuff. So that was like the kickstart of my interest in blockchain, and I just went on from there.
Nice. So the traceability and the accountability is really a
Yeah.
big use case, right? Especially for
Mm-hmm.
Africa, and also Caribbean and in the US as well. So
Yeah.
it's a selling point for a lot of people, and I know a lot of people are thinking about using it for different projects, solely because of that. So
Yeah.
my other question is, what does blockchain mean to you besides the accountability and traceability? What else does it mean to you?
Okay, so blockchain literally means a lot of things to me. Blockchain means access. I mean, in the blockchain space, you can literally reach anybody,
Mm-hmm.
anywhere in any part of the world, which wasn't the case before, right? So blockchain has brought about accessibility. Blockchain also means ownership redefined, right? Because in these days, right, you can see ownership from a different light, right? Um, before blockchain, there's been a lot of issues, especially in Africa, in Nigeria, with ownership, right? You can't really tell who is the true source, who really owns this thing. You can't really tell what's the history, what has the history been like, who has this property, or who has this stuff moved, or who was the original owner of this thing, how did it move from this person to this person, and then who owns it now, right? So those are things that like is a generational issue, or an ancestral issue, right? That's been on ground, and that's what blockchain is coming to do. It's coming to redefine that process, because you can literally see tokenized ownership everywhere, especially with the rise of NFTs, that has come to stay, right? You could see like a different a total different approach. It's like it's disrupting the space, right? It's disrupting everything about ownership, your idea of ownership, and it's making it really, really easy to prove or to verify the authenticity of what you say you claim to own and all of that. And then it also means ownership tokenized and distributed, right? So I'm really very particular about ownership when it comes to blockchain, because to me that's where I see the real expression of all of the key pillars of blockchain. That's why I really see it in, because I mean, what other ways can you verify that something belongs to someone if there is no real way of managing and tracing the history of movement of a particular item from the very beginning? So yeah.
I love the fact that you mentioned NFT. As someone who develops projects or products using blockchain technology, can you please give a definition of what NFT is for those who don't know what it is?
Okay, so so NFT is non-fungible token in like the very simple, straightforward terms, right? It's non-fungible token, and it means that these are tokens that they are not. You can't say one NFT or one NFT token is equal to another NFT token, like the way we are used to it in Bitcoin and Ethereum and BNB. You can say, okay, I have 2 Ethereum and I'm sending you 1 Ethereum. What I have, the balance I have is 1 Ethereum. 1 Ethereum is equal to 1 Ethereum, right? But for NFTs, these are unique. It has a unique characteristics, right? And it is unique to that asset that has been tokenized, right? So you can see NFT as a tokenized unique digital asset, basically.
Okay.
And then anything can be tokenized.
Nice. So as I think about NFT, and I think in the US, for the Black community, because a lot of the community, the best way that we express ourselves is through art, whether it's singing, whether it's drawing, whether, anything artistic. So this is another means of creating wealth by tokenizing, their art. And so in Nigeria specifically, do you see the same use case for NFTs there?
Yeah, so I think it also applies to Nigeria, although it hasn't fully been utilized yet, right? But I think it really actually applies to Nigeria. A lot of artists are not really, bagging or gaining a lot from, all of the word of resources they've put out there. There are a lot of, in fact, there are a lot of comedians, a lot of, if you want to talk about, really, you want to talk about creativity when it comes to, design, artistry, and all of those stuff. Nigerians, I think, are like number one in that space, right? So, so I think it really, really applies to Nigerians also, although we've not started, diving into it like full time. But it definitely applies to us.
Yeah, I can't wait till Nigerians really grasp the concept of NFT and start utilizing it, and we can start trading and purchasing collections off of it. That would be awesome. All right, so that brings me to my next question. How do you see blockchain improving the Black community and African diaspora?
Okay, so I see it in light of collaboration. So because of traceability, because of transparency, persons will be able to like collaborate more efficiently and effectively without the fear of, okay, I'm not in Nigeria and then this product is in Nigeria. We're trying to contribute for something in Nigeria. How much am I sure that it's being used for the right reason? How much of my funds is being used and all of this stuff? So you could see like the traceability because of what blockchain has to offer, the traceability, transparency. You could tell that, okay, this is what this is being used for, and then you could definitely improve collaborations, right? So Africans or Nigerians in diaspora would be more confident, to want to like invest or collaborate with other Nigerians here for different stuff, different projects, different ideas, without the fear of, okay, I'm not in the country, I don't know what is happening, and all of this stuff.
No, that's totally true. I definitely see that, and I definitely agree with you earlier on when you talk about the community in this space is like the value that this space brings. you're able to talk to everyone. And, we're communicating right now because of
Yeah.
it. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had the privilege of meeting people across the globe just for the simple fact of, we're both interested in this technology.
Yeah.
So with that said, that concludes our discussion on blockchain. But I do want you to talk about some of your projects that you're working on. I know you mentioned them earlier, but go into great detail about your projects.
Okay, so one of it is LadiesDoTech, like I said. So LadiesDoTech, we have an arm focused on blockchains. It's Ladies Do Blockchain right here in Nigeria and Africa at large, right? So what we're trying to do is that we're trying to, achieve sort of gender inclusion from the get-go in blockchain. So because we believe that if ladies can, pick up the courage and get into this blockchain space at this I won't really say blockchain is early anymore, right? So not so early stage, right? We can get involved in blockchain right at this not so early stage. In 5, 10, 15 years to come, we would be able to achieve a fair number of gender equality and distribution in the space, right? So it's unlike tech, right? So before ladies realize that, oh, I could do tech, I can be a software engineer, I can be a product manager, I can be this and that in the tech space, right? It was already dominated, like fully 100% dominated by the male counterpart, right? So it made it feel like, oh, this is feeling all the space for me, none of those stuff. But if we can break that barrier now, get a lot of ladies interested in blockchain, get a lot of people, interest in like different areas in the space, with the development, the product management, design, anything at all in the space, we will be able to achieve this in the distant years to come. So that's basically what we do at LadiesDoTech. So we have we do this by our mentorship program, where we mentor ladies in blockchain technology. It's going to start by April 5th, and then the registration just closed. The application just closed for it on 27th here, for the blockchain program. And so that's basically what we do at LadiesDoTech, fostering a community and then a unique mentorship program, carved especially for ladies, because we have a certain way we learn, right? So this is a community by ladies for ladies, ladies helping ladies sort of thing. So that LadiesDoTech. And yes, I spoke about Crevatal the other time. So Crevatal is a blockchain user experience design and development company. What we do is that we work with different blockchain projects and products in the space. We help them, design intuitive user interfaces for their product, because blockchain technology is not like the normal, technology where it's like pretty straightforward to just use and interact with, right? So there has to be some level of intuition in the design, right? Putting users need and users want before anything, and trying to break down this seemingly complex space or a way of interaction for users to be able to use efficiently, right? So that's what we are focused on in Crevatal. So and then I have there's another product that we're working on. It's still in development, right? So it has to do with connecting. It has to do with food delivery, the food delivery industry, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. So I can't really talk too much on that, right, until it's out.
Well, I look forward to hearing more about the project when you can talk about it, because I know with you
Yeah.
behind it, it's going to be something that's going to definitely help our country,
Yeah.
right? And
Mm.
if people wanted to get in contact with you, because, not like, as you mentioned, there's not a lot of females as blockchain developers. So I foresee that people are going to be very interested in reaching out to you and having you collaborate with them, or get some of your other members to collaborate with them as well. So how can they
Yeah.
contact you?
Okay, so anywhere on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn at Codaolic. So it's Codaolic, Koderholic. So yeah, Codaolic.
And do you want to give the websites for your projects?
Yeah, so Crevatal, crevatal.com. So that's Crevatal, and then LadiesDoTech, it's ladiesdotech.org.